Hello, everyone, and welcome to my blog. This week's topic is social justice. Simmons, Lilly, and Coonley wrote that cultural diversity is the integration, acceptance, and embracing of cultural differences that include race, gender, and sexual orientation, as well as socio-demographic identities. They went on to say that social justice counseling uses advocacy and activism as a means to address inequitable social, political, and economic conditions that may affect the populations we serve. The ACA Code of Ethics says we have an ethical responsibility to advocate on behalf of our clients for anything that may stand in the way of the client's growth. Proverbs 31:8 is clear on advocacy, and it says, "Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves." To be multiculturally competent counselors, we need to be aware of our own biases, personal convictions, and values, and we need to practice self-awareness. We're all different. That's how God made us, and that's what makes us unique, and that's okay. As my daughter would say, she's 16, you do you. And that's so simple, and it's so true. You do you, and that's perfectly okay. Cultural humility and awareness are so important when we talk about counseling. We're going to have clients from all walks of life. Realizing that we as counselors don't know the shoes the client has walked in or what social injustices they may have experienced means that we need to approach our clients with humility and openness and a willingness to learn about whatever cultural difficulties they've been through so that we can better serve them. One particular population I'd like to work with are females and equality. I enjoy empowering women. I'm a single mom, and I have been for 15 years. And besides being a single mom, I am also a law enforcement officer. It's important to me to build up other women, especially women who are pretty much doing things on their own. It's important to me to let them know that they are important, that they matter, and that they have a voice. And even if they forget they have a voice and they forget they're strong, then I like to remind them of that. In fact, my favorite Bible verse of all time has got to be Proverbs 31:25. She is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. I just love that Bible verse. So at times, even when I forget that I'm strong or that I'm capable, that reminds me, God made me strong. He clothed me in strength and dignity so that I could face the future without fear. Being a female law enforcement officer, obviously I have experienced many forms of social injustice many times. I wear a uniform, I have a gun and a badge and cuffs that clearly identify me as a cop. The thing that happens the most, I think that crawls under my skin, would be when I'm standing somewhere in uniform and someone walks up to me and they say, "Are you really a cop?" And then sometimes they stick their finger out and they say, "Can I touch you?" And it's like they want to poke me to see if I'm real. And it's just mind-boggling to me because I'm sitting here thinking, yes, I earned my badge just like my male counterparts. And yeah, I really am a cop. And no, you cannot poke me. Surprisingly, men are not the only ones that do that. Women also ask me that same question. And that is so surprising to me because that tells me that as women, we have more work to do. We have more empowering to do, more education to do, to break that barrier. It's a barrier that should have been broken long ago, but still exists. And that's the thing with social injustice. We can keep trying and trying and trying to break through barriers, but there's always going to be a level of inequality and social injustice that exists, and we have to address that. And I think we have to work with our clients who are going through those types of things, that instead of getting angry or feeling, like they have no power in that situation, we have to give them back the power, to empower them. So that means listening to them, learning from them, and then working with them on ways that they can feel empowered and they can learn that they have a voice, to be comfortable with who they are and to know that it's okay if other people don't accept you, as long as you accept yourself. I'll leave you with one of my favorite stories. I was on night shift one night on patrol, and my coworker and I were meeting for dinner. And typically when we go to dinner, we always get, called out on a call and we can't eat our dinner. And I told him, I said, we're going to get dispatched on a call. He's like, yeah, nah, not this time. So we go in and we order our food. And of course, as we are getting ready to go up to the counter to get our food to sit down and eat, I get dispatched on a call. I need a backup car. And so my coworker who works the district beside me was my backup car. So the young lady behind the counter, she started packing up the food in a to-go bag. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh," she said, "well, you can hold his food for him while he drives." And I just smiled and I laughed and I said to her, I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Well," I said, "I have my own car and I can vote." And I just laughed and she laughed and I went on about my way to my call. And I thought as I was driving away, it was funny, but how sad it is that we still live in a time where even our young people don't realize that, women can do what men can do. We can work in the same field that men can work in. Like I said, I earned my badge just like my male counterparts, but there is still that, slight level of social injustice that still exists today, and with other things as well. So again, I think it's important to work with our clients, to learn from our clients, which means we really have to be self-aware and to listen to them so that we can help them. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.